Hello everyone. Today we will see basic network architecture of wireless sensor network. We have seen that sensor network it is composed of large number of sensor nodes which are densely deployed. So sensor nodes may be densely deployed in a open space, maybe battlefield in front of or beyond enemy lines, in the interior of industrial machinery, at the bottom of a body, water body, in a biological or chemically contaminated field, or in a commercial building like home or in a home or in a human body. So anywhere we can have the wireless sensor network which will be deployed. Or maybe somewhere disaster has happened and you want to collect data from there. Maybe you want to find out if any living thing, a living fellow is there in the disaster where it has happened. So you can and you personally cannot go to the field. So you can deploy some sensors and you can take out the data which has been read out by the sensors. So those sensor nodes typically has embedded processing capabilities and onboard storage. So we say that there will be a small CPU kind of thing and one memory will be there. Now as these components increases, the size of node will also increase. So also we say that not only one sensor but many sensors also can be incorporated or it will be there on the wireless sensor network. So those sensors may not be limited to these whatever mentioned over here, but then these are few examples which have been shown here. Now talking about sensor network communication architecture, you can see this is the basic architecture of wireless sensor network. You can see those balls which are there as yellow and green balls. Those balls are nothing but sensor nodes. Those sensor nodes will be having capability of sensing the data, disseminating the data, forwarding the data, and if it is required, some processing will be taken on this data. If it is required, if data is required to be used later on, then some memory will also be there on those sensor nodes. Those sensor nodes are being deployed in the application specific. So what sensing you want to have there, accordingly you can select your sensors. You can see in this diagram that few sensors are turned yellow from green. Now those yellow sensors are nothing but the sensors which had sensed data and they want to transmit this data to the end user. Now all those sensors will not be having capability of central processing or the arithmetical and logical unit will not be there on all sensors, but then few sensors will be having that. Or we can say that could be data is sensed and it will be forwarded. Some link will be taken from the data from where the sensing has been done and it will be forwarded to the sync node. Now sync is nothing but it is also a sensor node where the entire data will be gathered, data will be processed, and how much data we want to forward further, only that data will be transmitted through internet or through satellite and it will be available at the end user through task manager mode. Now this is the basic architectural diagram of wireless sensor network. So we have to understand here that the wireless sensor network in which sensor nodes will be deployed in a net area or in the application specific area, and accordingly this sensing will be done. Basic network architectural elements. So where the nodes has communication interfaces, typically wireless links to the neighboring domains. Now when we say wireless links, those neighboring wireless sensor nodes can talk to each other on the frequencies of or the using the technologies like Zigbee, Bluetooth, using ISM bands. Those sensor nodes also often has location and positioning knowledge that is required through a global positioning system or local positioning algorithm. Now this part is optional based on application. If we want to have the GPS location to be available in our sensor nodes where it has been deployed, maybe through the helicopter those sensor nodes are being deployed in some of the area, and then you do not know where exactly it is being placed. Now when you are dropping down those sensor nodes, maybe few sensor nodes may get affected and they may not be using they may not be working properly. So in that case we have to assume that if for an example, let us say if we are deploying 100 nodes, out of 100 nodes maybe 10% nodes will get damaged when you are deploying it. So that assumption we have to do prior when you are deploying your network. So sensor nodes are scattered in a specific domain, and this domain or this area will be known as sensor field. Each of the distributed sensor nodes typically has the capability to collect data, analyze them, and route them to a designated sync point. Network architecture. This is what the network architecture is. So we say that a sensor node is made up of 4 basic components, where we have sensing unit, will be having processing unit, a transceiver unit, and a power unit. Sensor nodes are able to communicate with each other, to collaboratively detect objects, collect information, and transmit message. The sensor nodes, which are usually scattered in a sensor field, collect data and route this data back to the sink by multi-hop infrastructure-less architecture. Now when we say infrastructure-less architecture, that means there will not be a predefined link from a sensor to the sync node. So it will be decided by which all nodes want to take active participation in the communication. The sync node is a sensor node with higher processing and communication ability, which performs a specific task of receiving, processing, storing data from all the sensor nodes, and whenever it is required it will be transmitted further. Now if this way the communication is happening, then it will reducing the overall energy requirements of a network, and sync may communicate to the task manager via internet or satellite or cloud. Those sensor nodes are also known as mote, M-O-T-E, mote. A mote is a small wireless hardware platform similar to a computer. So we say that there will be a processor, there will be a memory, there will be a flash memory, sensor board, those things will be there on the board of mote. So wireless sensor network modes form a network by communicating, listening, and transmitting information to and from each other and a base station. In the last point you can see over here, a mode can be programmed to work in transmitting, receiving, sleeping, and active mode. Now those different modes are being required throughout its lifetime, so that the energy will be saved, and whatever battery you have provided in the mode, that will be a lifelong, or the more time duration it will be utilized. Now this is one example of Berkeley's mode which has been shown over here, to make us understand that what all things are available on a mode. You can see here that a processor is being used here. So there is a speed of 4 MHz frequency is being shown. So flash memories, SRAM, then radio frequency, data rate, power which has been used over here, that will be a power when it is being used in active mode. Then the last point, you can see the power is being provided with 2 AA size batteries. This is an example of Berkeley's mode. Now this slide shows us that how evolution of modes took place. In the previous slide we saw that what is the size of this mode. Now here you can see that how evolution took place, and the size of modes is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. The first one is in comparison with a coin. So you can see here and find out that how much the space or how much is the size of a mode. Whereas in the last image you can see it is being kept on a fingertip, and you can see the size of this mode. So dust particle like modes are also been used. In the second last image you can see here that on a coin this mode is been kept. So nobody will be able to understand that if a wireless sensor node is present there or not. So this is the evolution of modes take place. Thank you.